Dinosaurs might feel like creatures of legend now, something we throw into movies and games. But let's not forget they were real. Long before humans ever walked the earth, these beasts ruled the land. We've unearthed their bones and thought, oh great, another one, this time from Idaho. They dominated the prehistoric era with a level of strength and ferocity that honestly most animals today just can't match. Sure, we've all got our favorite dinos, the usual stars of those theme park movies. If you catch my drift, but there's a whole bunch of bizarre, lesser-known species that never got their spotlight. So let's flip the script. It's time to give the weirdos their moment. Here are the 15 strangest dinosaurs you probably never even heard of. Number 15. Amarosaurus. In a family of long-necked giants, Amarosaurus managed to stand out, and not just for its cool name. This smaller sauropod, about 10 meters in length, lived in what's now Argentina and brought something new to the table: 2 rows of bony spines running down its neck and back. These weren't decorative flourishes, they were massive, thick, and looked like they belonged on a creature twice its size. Scientists are still arguing about what those spines did. Some think they supported a sail-like structure used for heat regulation or visual display. Others believe they were left exposed, turning the dinosaur's neck into a walking wall of defense. What we do know is that its neck was unusually short for a sauropod, meaning it probably fed on lower vegetation instead of reaching up into trees like its bigger cousins. Compact, armored, and unique in form, Amarosaurus didn't just blend in, it rewrote what a sauropod could actually look like. Number 14. Udoranis. The name might make you chuckle, but Udoranis is no joke. This feathered tyrant is one of the earliest known cousins of the Tyrannosaurus rex, and while they shared the same family tree, their features tell a different story. Udoranis had longer arms, more fingers, and even a pair of short horns above its eyes, giving it a unique and intimidating look. But its most striking trait? Feathers. Fossils show clear evidence of plumage, though experts still debate whether it was fully feathered or only partially. That detail matters because it's led many to wonder if T-Rex itself might have had feathers too, even if just in its youth. Size-wise, Udoranis came in at around 7.5 meters, much smaller than its 12-meter heavyweight descendant. Still, it was a powerful predator in its own right, built for cold climates and adapted to hunt in ways we're still trying to piece together. It's one of the most important links in understanding how tyrannosaurs evolved. Number 13. Skuosaurus. Skuosaurus looked more like a prehistoric tank than a normal dinosaur. Thick limbs, a broad body, and bone-plated skin gave it the kind of defense that made predators think twice. It wasn't a flashy creature. No horns, sails, or oversized crests, but its armor was full body and functional, turning it into one of the more intimidating herbivores of its era. The way its legs were positioned, almost directly beneath its bulky frame, suggests it had to bear serious weight. That structure made it slow, but steady, not the kind of animal to chase or flee, but one that stood its ground. Fossils have been found in what's now Russia, pointing to a life spent in dry, harsh environments where size and defense meant survival. Skuosaurus didn't rely on speed or trickery. It was built to endure, to walk slowly through landscapes that weren't kind. And when threatened, it didn't run. It held firm, armored head to tail, prepared for whatever came next. Number 12. Quetzalcoatlus. Among flying reptiles, Quetzalcoatlus wasn't just big. It was record-breaking. This pterosaur had a wingspan that stretched over 10 meters, rivaling small aircraft. Its thin body and elongated beak gave it an almost surreal silhouette, especially when seen standing on the ground. Despite being a flyer, it was also surprisingly efficient on land. Some scientists believe it walked like a stilted giraffe, using its long limbs to cover impressive distances on foot. The massive beak lacked teeth, but its size alone meant it could snatch up smaller prey, possibly even baby dinosaurs, with little effort. Skeletal studies suggest strong muscles in the neck and wings, which would have been essential for launch. Takeoff may have involved a four-limb leap rather than a traditional run and flap motion. Even with its awkward proportions, Quetzalcoatlus ruled the prehistoric skies. Its name comes from the Aztec god Quetzalcoatl, and honestly, it lives up to that kind of mythic status. No wings were bigger, and few creatures stranger. Number 11. Spinosaurus. Nothing about Spinosaurus fits the usual land predator template. At over 18 meters long and weighing close to 9 tons, this beast outclassed even the T-Rex in size. But the most jarring feature of this monster was its sail, a massive ridge of spines that stretched over 2 meters high from its back. The function of this sail is still debated. Some suggest it helped regulate body temperature, while others argue it played a role in display or intimidation. Then there's the jaw, long, narrow, and packed with conical teeth, more suited to gripping slippery prey than tearing flesh. That detail has led many researchers to believe Spinosaurus was semi-aquatic, hunting fish in rivers and deltas instead of chasing down large land animals. Its skeleton even suggests adaptations for swimming, including a paddle-like tail. Unlike most carnivores of its scale, Spinosaurus may have spent a good part of its life wading or gliding through water. An apex predator, no doubt, just not the kind anyone expected. We are so wrong about history. Number 10. Orictodromeus. Some dinosaurs didn't tower over the landscape, they vanished into it. Orictodromeus wasn't built to dominate, but to disappear. At just around 2 meters long, this small herbivore is one of the few dinosaurs with fossil evidence showing it lived in burrows. Not theorized, proven. Paleontologists uncovered multiple specimens inside preserved tunnel nests, suggesting they died right where they lived. Their bodies weren't just built for speed, they were shaped for digging. Compact frame, strong limbs, and a snout capable of shoveling earth, much like modern ground-dwelling mammals. The burrows likely offered protection from larger predators and extreme temperatures, especially during vulnerable nesting periods. Think more puffin or hyena den than an open plain. While many dinosaurs thrived in the open, Orictodromeus mastered the underground, quietly adapting in a world full of giants. Their lifestyle proves that survival didn't always mean being the biggest or loudest. Sometimes, the smartest move was to vanish beneath the soil and wait it all out. For a very brief little time, this guy ruled the earth. Number 9. Triceratops. As familiar as it is, Triceratops still lands on the oddball list. Not because it's obscure, but because its features continue to confuse even seasoned researchers. With its iconic 3 horns and giant frill, it had a skull that could stretch nearly 3 meters long, one of the largest of any land animal ever. Those horns weren't just for defense, though they certainly helped when staring down predators like T-Rex. Some theories argue the horns were used for display, even flirting like a prehistoric show of strength and style during mating rituals. What complicates things further is that both males and females had them, leaving scientists unsure about their exact purpose. Despite the armored look and imposing size, Triceratops was strictly herbivorous. It likely traveled in small herds and stuck to open plains, feeding on ferns and cycads. Its bones have been found all over North America, making it one of the most discovered, and still one of the most debated. Do you have any idea about this dino? Well, let us know. Number 8. Stiggymolostigmok. Stiggymolostigmok. Weird name, weirder head. This small herbivorous dinosaur is best known for its bizarre, domed skull lined with spikes. For years, paleontologists debated whether it actually used that skull for headbutting like a prehistoric battering ram. Some doubted it due to a lack of impact fractures in fossil samples. But newer research found damage on a few domes that strongly suggests yes. These creatures likely used their thick skulls to butt heads with rivals or enemies. They were part of the Pachyphilosaur family, and despite their intimidating look, most scientists think they were fairly social, non-aggressive creatures when left alone. They had short arms, strong legs, and stood only about 2 meters tall. Interestingly, some experts now believe Stiggymolostigmok might not even be its own species, just a juvenile form of another dome-headed dinosaur, Pachyphilosaurus. Still, whether a phase or a full identity, the look was wild enough to land it a place in both video games and museums alike. It was super cute. Number 7. Pachyphilosaurus. Pachyphilosaurus carried its armor in the strangest place, its skull. With a dome over 25 centimeters thick, this dinosaur had one of the most reinforced heads ever found. The thickened bone wasn't just decorative. Many paleontologists believe it was used in head-to-head clashes, likely during dominance battles or mating displays, but there's still debate. The absence of widespread skull damage in early fossils once cast doubt on this theory. Later findings, though, revealed fractures consistent with blunt force impacts, lending support to the head-butting hypothesis. Beyond the dome, Pachyphilosaurus had a beaked mouth and tiny teeth, suited for munching on plants, fruits, or even seeds. Its body was built lightly, with strong legs and short arms, possibly allowing it to move quickly across open terrain. While many associate it with its more famous cousin, Stiggymolostigmok, some experts now argue they might be the same species at different ages. Either way, this dinosaur made headgear a weapon and carried its weirdness right between the eyes. Number 6. Ostraaptor. Ostraaptor wasn't the lean, quick-footed hunter people usually picture when they hear raptor. This dino, found in Argentina, broke the mold. At about 6 meters long, it was one of the largest known dromaeosaurs, and unlike many of its cousins, it didn't rely heavily on claws. Instead, it had oddly stubby arms, almost comically small for its size, and a long skull filled with conical teeth. That jaw structure hinted it hunted differently, likely going after smaller prey it could catch and grip, maybe even fish, based on its snout shape. Artist reconstructions vary wildly. Some show its feathered head to tail, others lean into a more reptilian look. But most agree it shared more with birds than any movie raptor ever did. It wasn't built to rip apart prey in a flash. It stalked, snapped, and swallowed. Ostraaptor walked the line between bird and beast, a reminder that even within the same group, dinosaurs could be totally unpredictable in design. Number 5. Hydrosaurus. Hydrosaurus, known as the duck-billed dinosaur, looks like something drawn by a kid with a vivid imagination and then turned out to be real. Its flat, elongated snout was strangely similar to a duck's bill, which gave it a weird charm, especially considering it could grow over 8 meters long and weigh more than 2 tons. Despite its size, Hydrosaurus was a peaceful herbivore, roaming woodlands in massive herds across North America, Europe, and Asia. But what made them truly unique was their head crest. It wasn't just decorative, it acted like a built-in horn or speaker, letting them blast sounds across long distances. Some even believe they used it during mating season to attract partners. These dinosaurs weren't just grazers. Their teeth were built for grinding tough vegetation, working in a conveyor belt fashion. Think prehistoric cows, only way cooler and with built-in brass instruments on their heads. Their social structure, big numbers, and bizarre design make them stand out in the dinosaur world. Alright guys, now let's move to number 4, Hatsegopterix. If you thought Quetzalcoatlus was the most intimidating flyer of prehistory, Hatsegopterix would have been a rough surprise. With a wingspan estimated between 10 to 12 meters, it matched other giant pterosaurs in size, but took things a step further in bulk and strength. This wasn't a light glider. Its body was built heavier, with stronger neck vertebrae and a shorter, more reinforced skull. It didn't need to hunt fish or swoop over oceans. Hatsegopterix was a land-based predator, likely stalking prey on foot and striking with terrifying speed. Its neck was muscular and thick, a feature not commonly seen in pterosaurs, which has led some researchers to believe it may have preyed on smaller dinosaurs. Fossils come from modern-day Romania, particularly an area that was once an isolated island ecosystem. This isolation probably led to bizarre evolutionary twists, and Hatsegopterix was one of the wildest. Forget the gentle giant stereotype. This flyer likely ruled its patch of land with brute strength and jaws to match. Number 3. Nathanasronicus. Nathanasronicus looked like it walked straight out of a fever dream. Long arms, oversized claws, a potbelly, and a sloth-like gait, all strapped onto a dinosaur that stood over 3 meters tall and stretched 6 meters in length. The name translates to sloth claw, and once you see its sickle-like fingers, it checks out. Its claws alone stretched over 30 centimeters. Despite the horror movie hands, Nathanasronicus wasn't hunting anything. It was likely an herbivore. Those intimidating claws were better suited for stripping foliage or pulling down branches. Its wide hips and long neck also pointed to a plant-based diet. It may have even had feathers tying it loosely to the raptor family, which makes things even stranger, considering its size and lumbering build. Scientists believe it could be an evolutionary cousin of the Velociraptor, just bulked out and retooled for a completely different lifestyle. It's not just weird, it's a total left turn from what most people think dinosaurs were like. Number 2. Antelodont. Antelodonts didn't look like your typical prehistoric predator. They looked like something built in a nightmare lab, often called hell pigs. They weren't pigs at all, but closer relatives to hippos and whales. Their skulls were long and oversized, with wide jaws full of crushing teeth. Some even had bony protrusions on the sides of their faces, giving them a mean, armored look. Despite their menacing appearance, these animals were omnivores. They ate meat when available but didn't mind scavenging or chewing on roots and plants. Fossils show they grew to around 2 meters tall at the shoulders and could weigh over 750 kilograms. Their legs were long and built for running. Terrifying when you realize they could likely sprint across open land to chase down prey. They lived throughout North America and Eurasia for millions of years, dominating the food chain not by sheer power but by unpredictability. Antelodonts didn't just survive. They overwhelmed, and we can say for sure you wouldn't want one charging your way. Number 1. Cuanosaurus. Cuanosaurus, cheekily nicknamed Pinocchio Rex, wasn't discovered until 2014 in China, but it instantly sparked attention. It's part of the same family tree as the T-Rex, yet its appearance throws you off. It had a long, slender snout filled with sharp, needle-like teeth. Unlike the powerful bite of T-Rex, Cuanosaurus likely hunted faster, smaller prey, snapping up meals with precision rather than brute force. It measured around 6 to 9 meters long, which made it smaller than its famous cousin, but no less impressive. That elongated jaw wasn't just for show. Scientists think it gave the dinosaur a crocodile-like hunting advantage. Its structure suggests speed and agility, not the stomping power we associate with tyrannosaurs. And that raises questions: how many other T-Rex relatives are out there, wildly different from the one we've put on a pedestal? Cuanosaurus forces us to reconsider the narrative. Not all tyrants ruled with size, some ruled with finesse. Well, we hope, guys, you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like it, share it, and smack that subscribe button for more awesome content like this. Thanks for joining us on this prehistoric journey, and we'll see you soon in the next one.